Okay, and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Bwtm Sports in association with Round for Round Boxing, www.roundforroundboxing.com, and in association with Three Kings Boxing, www.threekingsboxing.com. One, Round for Round Boxing. A game is in current development at the moment. It will be out on PC, Xbox, and PS4. The latest development news, of course, check out Round for Round Boxing and the official channel right here, Bwtm Sports, and Three Kings Boxing for the latest breaking boxing news from around the world. Check out threekingsboxing.com. Okay, we are in the house. So tonight, or today, or this evening, this is what I would call a very different sort of conversation. When I started off the YouTube channel many years ago, it was about talking to people and find out what their views were, asking their opinions, and learning along the way what people like and what they don't like. Ultimately, you have your own decisions of what you're going to do and the pathway you're going to make. YouTube has changed a lot. When YouTube started out, it was probably more of an honest platform than it is now. Channels being hidden, subscribers being removed, and analytics being manipulated. If you're in the business long enough, you understand. Almost 10 years now I've been doing this. I understand a platform that can be manipulated. But that's beside the point. We're still here. And as people may or may not know, this is the secondary channel, or the second channel. We celebrated 5,000 subscribers, over 2.3 million views on this channel. And earlier on to that, today we announced 8.5 thousand subscribers, actually 9,000 subscribers on YouTube, but on Bwtm News. But again, the views are manipulated, or the subscribers are manipulated. So, you know, strange. Right, now, the reason why I've called this, I've done this open mic or open debate conversation, because there's a saying people say within media: content is king, and if you put the right content out there, people are gonna love it. Over the years, I've seen some really great content put out there, and it's got fabulous views. I've also seen content out there, absolute garbage, and it's had lots of views as well. So, as a publisher, a content provider, which is what I am, or which we are, Bwtm, we provide content. We upload videos, we do live shows. And often, most of the time, how it works is you go out there, you film something with your camera, your mobile phone, your team, you come back, you edit it, you upload it, and then you see what people like. Often you have an idea what people like. If you're a boxing channel or your sports channel, people expect sports. If you're a news channel, people expect news. If you're an entertainment channel, people expect entertainment. Now, my first question this evening is to our viewers around the world. Shout out to people in the room, Mikey, Carl Jones, and James Jones. I'm sure our room's going to fill up as we go on. The first question I asked tonight is, well, let me see how it works for me, or how it has worked for me, and now why I feel there needs to be change. It's almost like the content provider, they get the content and they just throw it on a table out to you, you know, well presented everything. They throw it out to you and they say, have this, have this, have this, have this, have this. And there's very little interaction between the viewer and the content provider. Well, how could they? For most of them, they're running around with a camera all day long, filming, uploading conversations, interviews from other people, or things that have happened, and they're uploading. I'm doing a fantastic job at doing that. I have nothing but respect for anybody who picks up a camera or is involved in media. Well, let me rephrase that. Anyone whose role it is to within media and journalism to go out there and to tell us the truth. So let me rephrase what I said there. Respect for those people out there who put the work in to tell us the truth. So my first question this evening would be, because I think, right, this is what I think our viewers would like. This is what I think I've used with one. And constantly when I'm in there or I'm filming something or I'm on location, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna like this. Oh, they'll like that if I ask this question. So the role is so much so like you're the, which has been the case. You may be the person doing the interview, you're the person doing the filming, you're the person doing the editing, you're the person doing the uploading. You know, so your eyes is it's like everyone's seeing everything for your eyes. The guy said, "Oh, that's the only way they can see." So my conversation I'm asking this evening, one of the questions I'm asking this evening is this: what do you want? What do you like in your content? What would you like to see more of on the channel? Is it about just uploading interviews and throwing it down the line to you to watch? Is it being on the road because BWTM are back on the road again? Is it about when we go on the road and we film different locations and different personalities and people you know and people you don't know? You're getting to know them. Do you like that? Did you like when we did our thing with Dennis, our partnership with Dennis Hobson, when we went out and we did the build up between Sheedy and Liam Cameron, where we did the interview at the press conference. We did the build up beforehand. We followed Sheedy's fight with, when he became Commonwealth champion, to when he had the big fight with himself and Liam Cameron, that British dust up for the Commonwealth title. Did you like that? Did you enjoy that? Or do you prefer the behind the scenes when we went to Peter Fury and the gym there and we did the behind the scenes, this is it, where we went to see Team Fury and we saw Hughie Fury getting prepared for his fight against Sam Sexton. We'll show you some of the behind the scenes that, then working out in the gym, at the restaurant, going and meeting Bolton Football Club, being there, those things behind the scenes. Did you enjoy that? Or do you like the live shows where we are talking about things that are happening within the sport? What do you like? What is it you enjoy? That's what I want to know. That's what I really want to know. Because for me, it's all about improvement. It's all about giving, if you want to call it value for money, it's all about giving that experience. And BWTM is meant to be an experience. So it's not about just throwing information onto people, but to hear and get feedback. So those people that are viewing at the moment, James, Carl, Mikey, and others that are in the room, please let us know what your views are about this and what do you think is key. It's interesting. On our news channel, we have a balance of male and females on the channel, and even more interestingly so, if we go further into things, we've discovered that our news channel has people over 65 watching what we're doing. So that's very interesting. Our news channel is more appreciated by the American audience, and our sports channel at the moment is more appreciated by the UK audience. Interesting. So that's a question I'd like some answers to there. So that's about content. I'd like to hear what you think about that. I hope you all can hear me out there. So for me, when I'm filming or when content's been uploaded, I am considerate. I do understand sometimes audio is not as good as it could be. We've worked on that to get you better audio. But you know, it's all about building. You're starting off, you're building things up. Hi, hope you're well. Just want to know your views on content. What do you want to see on the channel? What do you like? We're about to go on the road again. Our next stop is going to be Leeds. So we're going to be in Leeds this week. Going to see how that goes in Leeds. I'm going to visit an old friend in Leeds. So that'll be interesting. Leeds is West Yorkshire for people who are international audience, West Yorkshire. Probably the best place to describe, say, Leeds. One of their popular fighters, boxers would be Josh Warrington. So that would be an example. Or maybe so Leeds United, the football club, Leeds Rhinos, when you're talking rugby. Yeah, so Leeds would be, that's where we're going to be, West Yorkshire. It's not too far. It's about 40 minutes away from Sheffield, which is Kell Brookland, Liam Cameron, Sam Sheedy, the Ingle Fighters, Johnny Nelson, Go on, lad. So yeah, Leeds is where we're going to be at. We're going to be visiting another gym on the rise. Going to visit, see some fighters, hear their opinions and thoughts, see how the gym works, how their gym works. We did a video recently in my local area, local gym, the Grumpy Boys gym in Worthing. Also good to see a West Sussex gym in action. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that. What would you look forward to seeing when we do this filming? What do you want to see? Are you interested in the fighter's opinion? Are you interested in the trainer's opinion? Are you interested in what the gym looks like? Are you interested in the location? What is it as a viewer? What is it you are interested in? So I want to know about that. Really interested on that. Do you like your mini documentaries with somebody doing voiceovers over it? Mick D says, I'm honestly just here for the boxing talk and debate. Anything else is a bonus, but not into basketball American stuff. Boxing, number one. Okay, well, it's great. Great to have your opinion then, Mick. And yeah, well, that's not going to stop the boxing. In fact, that's gonna increase over the next few months with new shows coming to the channel. But that will all be announced shortly at our upcoming press conference, which is we're looking forward to that. Bwtm's first press conference. We are definitely looking forward to that and giving you some great news. So yeah, Mikey, love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. You're an avid viewer of the show. James Jones, you've got a lot to say. DJ Slick, wherever you are in the house, love to hear what you've got to say about it as well. So yeah, so we talked about on the Bwtm on the road. So what have we done on the road so far? We did the Sheffield, we did the Glyn Roads gym. We did up in Sheffield the big fights the fights in Sheffield with Sam Sheedy and Liam Cameron and a few others. We did the Worthing one. We did the one, but it's not here. We did that in Grenada where we looked at the gym. We had their boxing ring was the ring that had Muhammad Ali's first professional fight in that. That was quite historic. What else? Let me think. Go Guja says boxing 100% for me too. Great. Well, that's not going to change. We'll definitely be delivering the boxing for you, no doubt about that. So don't worry about that. Love the trainer interviews also. Visiting gyms, probably my favorite. Goguja said, I had to refresh the streaming. It said chat was disabled before now, but it works now. Maybe might be worth mentioning to viewers if they're having the same problem. Yes, thank you so much, Goguja, for your honesty, and we need that. If you are having problems being unable to interact in the chat, which is meant to be an interactive chat, this is what I'm talking about YouTube, please do refresh refresh this page. You'll be able to get into the chat. I don't know why that is, because I certainly have not disabled the chat. Thank you for that. I like the phone interviews with fighters with upcoming fights. More of them are always welcome. Yes, I think that's true. I agree with that. I have that problem with on other channels. It's just your internet, not Ingram's end. Okay, fair enough. Love the trainer interviews also. Yep, the trainer interviews are pretty good. It's great I like listening to trainers. So it's always great to hear the trainer's opinion. I learned so much from guys like James Elabashir, Abel Sanchez, Peter Fury, Tommy Brooks, Peter Benthel from Worthing Boxing Club, Jack Sunderland. Great to hear from him as well. We'll hear a lot more from him on the channel as well. I like your interviews with Babatunde and Peter Fury. The rapport, insightful and hard-hitting questions, also interacting with the live chat. Great. Yep, that was good. I think talking with Babatunde is always exciting, always interesting. Anthony Yard himself is great talking to both of those guys. You always know something's going on. And by the way, shout out to Lions in the Camp. Lions in the Camp. I have to say that because that is their mantra. But we've got a new mantra. It's smart work, preparation. Smart work, preparation. Smart work, preparation. That's what it's not about hard work. It's about smart work. It's about preparing yourself with the smart work. And you'll get application. So all good. Yes, I've enjoyed that. Always great. Always welcoming these. When you go to see these trainers, they're always very welcoming. They're fighters. So yeah, Peter Fury it's always a pleasure seeing that man and what he does. Professor, what he does. It's great talking to the different trainers. Can you listen to the different philosophies? And yeah, that was really great. Always feel hospitable and real loved around Peter. And you know the thing is, when you do these, when I do these interviews, it's not just about having a camera stuck up in these people's faces and asking them questions. It's also taking away their philosophy of life, because when you listen to what a trainer says, if you know you've got a trainer that he takes no BS in the gym, you know, he's very strict, very military like, you know, very militant, very stuck on how they are, how they want things done. You know that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out, if you've got a fighter that's very lax in discipline and wants to do things their own way, how that doesn't gel. So that's why sometimes it's good to have that. You can say, well, without them saying anything, within an interview, you can actually get questions answered within an interview. Some people listen to interviews for the fun and the joke and the laugh and the catch, but other people listen to interviews to actually hear what exactly is going on. And you know, you get some of your questions get answered via that. Yeah, any new catch up with Fazaldin? Listen, I met Mahib the other day when I was in the gym with Yard, but it was like Fazaldin was in the gym and we were talking. Me and Mahib was talking. He's been signed by a big promoter now, which I'm really proud of for him. So what I'm going to hope to do is try to maybe catch him on my way back in from Leeds into London. I'll probably catch him then, if not the following week. I've got about 5 or 6 different gyms lined up that are just, you know, I've got a world exclusive that we're working on as well. It's absolutely, it'll blow your mind away when you think about this connection. So we're just working for AC, our business manager, to tie that one up and make that happen. So we'll be going to get that sorted as well. So yeah, we're going to get Mabe. Really happy for him. Really great guy, good fighter, and yeah, look forward to seeing him in the mix. I love Peter Fury. I'd say the content with Peter and Huey are my favorite on the channel. Straight shooting. Okay. Ever thought about interviewing Arsenal Fan TV? Well, funny story about that, actually. Before people were jumping on the bandwagon to go, like, I could see where they were going, and I reached out to do an interview with DT and Arsenal Fan TV. Of course, you know, who's Bwtm, that sort of thing. They didn't pay as much mind, and hey, that's what happens. Not everybody is, you know, who knows? Things now may change. Could happen in the future. Who knows? I would like you to catch up with Dillian White at some point. Listen, me and Dillian White have to catch up. It's long overdue. And I think if it's going to happen, it will happen within the next month. So Dillian White is definitely on our radar. I think Dillian White might actually like the world exclusive we're on at the moment. I think he'd really like that. Is Savannah Marshall fighting for the vacant 168 title on the Pulev Fury undercard? Don't know. Would love to know if she is. I'll have to find out. Who signed Faz? A big promoter. Congratulations on the 5K. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Appreciate that. Yes, Mr. Slicks. When you get Dogber again, that will be good. Round 2 of the arm wrestle, LOL. Make sure you get Dillian when you're in Brixton. Yeah, I think we're going to be... We should get Dogber interview this week. I think we've got the exclusive on that, so we should be the first on that interview for you. I would like to do it live, actually, but if not, then we'll get the recorded one and send it out to you. It's going to be a tough week this week because there's lots of things going on in the background, Bwtm. I'm not alone anymore, which is a real great thing. Having AC, our business partner, on board now is really a blessing. It really is. That guy works so much for us, and great sounding board to have to talk to. about various concerns and various fears, but also very encouraging as well. It's about the business, and I love that. Yeah, and I have to get a rematch for that arm wrestle, yeah, because yeah, we got to get that right this time. We've got to put that right. A gym visit to Ben Davison, who's training Tyson and Asgard. Well, waiting for Asgard to open the doors, or for Ben Davis to open the doors. Well, they open the gym. Look, the only way we're going to find out about Ben Davison is to go down the gym and ask questions. I mean, it's okay, Asgard sitting back and talking about it, but as you know me, I don't do press conferences. So if they invite us to the gym, would love it. Would love to sit down with Tyson and talk to him, you know, and hear where he's at. Last time I spoke to him, he was still the unified champion. So it'd be great to talk to him. But if that doesn't happen in the near future, or he doesn't before he flies out to fight Deontay, then who knows when it'll happen. But it would be great. Sporting icons, brother, we need to do a crossover, like as soon as possible. Even tonight, if you're up for it, let's do a crossover show. It's long overdue. We need to do a crossover show. It'd be nice to hear your view on a few things. In fact, there's some boxing that's been going on recently. A lot of crazy things happening in boxing. Would love to hear your views on things. So if you can send me an email, let's do a crossover show tonight, please. Because please, brother, let's do a crossover show tonight. I really appreciate that. And I'll cut this show short just to make that happen for you tonight. I enjoy your content on health too, especially Patrick Delves. Also, the video you did on predictive programming via TV shows, e.g. the Simpson. Yeah, something on that we definitely talk about. I think that's mainly on my Ingram Jones channel. It's a bit different there. But yeah, right, the health of Patrick Delves, my brother. We are going to be having some really big nights on the Bwtm news channel. That's going to be 3 nights of real talent. So we're going to have Bwtm and friends. We'll have 3 nights with particular individual talking either health, law of attraction, food, lifestyle, relationships. So 3 nights where they're going to give us great content and answer your questions. So then we're looking forward to that Bwtm. Let's see. Ask Isaac to get in touch with Bwtm. Their cousins need an interview with him. LOL. Yeah. We did try and get an interview with Bwtm, but to be fair, when we were trying to get an interview with Bwtm was just preparing to fight on the same night as Carson Jones at the O2, so it probably wasn't the right time to try and get that interview. We'll work on that. Boxing gossip vanished from YouTube for several months now. Listen, it's not easy. This ain't easy. If you're back to back doing it over and over and over and over again, what can happen is you can get burnout. And some people think it's just as simple as picking up a camera and running out there and doing filming, and they start getting views, and they think, oh, I've done it. And they start looking at other channels and say, oh, I've done it. Listen, you need, keep getting dust in this room. You need to be consistent. This is 10 years almost 10 years doing this. When I look at people like Blood Boxing or people like, shout out to 78 Sports TV, my brother's been doing this for absolute years, donkey's years. Application. So you get these channels that are, and you're going to get the Boxing Voice, another one. They probably started around the same time as us. You know, you have to think to yourselves, these people are dedicated, and it's hard. And when people like Boxing Gossip go disappearing for a while, I understand that they need a break. And this YouTube, so I did a video on my Ingram Jones channel. Listen, I'm sure there are people that will struggle with with YouTube, because you go through depressing moments. You get people that hate you. You get people that troll your channel. You get all sorts of sick people on the channel, as well as people who are really encouraging. And it's tough. And I feel sorry. I really do sympathize for anybody who's starting off a YouTube channel now, because it's hard. It ain't easy. The rules have changed, and you know, it's almost the rich get richer and the poor get poorer in YouTube. I think they've got the same sort of thing. So with YouTubers, those YouTubers who are got 100,000s, and you know, it's hard. It's not easy. So when they see people like Boxing Gossip, you remember these guys had his phone in, he had podcast, he was doing a lot of stuff. So as soon as he does get back on, I definitely want to do the link up with him, because he's just down the road from me. So if I can get a hold of Boxing Gossip and find out what's going on, I will do. Much shout to Boxing Gossip. Once my wife and kids sleep, let's do it tonight. Sounds good to me. That sounds good to me, Sporting Icons. Hatman needs to join as well. Listen, I've been chasing Hatman for years. It ain't happening. Hatman TV, Dwyer, Wingy's boxing. I've tried to get them. Those people who have come on the channel have people who've seen the value in what we do and have wanted to be a part of that. So when one door closes, another five doors open. So you know, it is what it is. How do I contact you without showing it here in the chat? Twitter? Yeah, DM me on Twitter. DM me on Twitter, and then we'll do the hookup. Wingy quit for about 6 months at one point, but luckily he came back. Yep, that's what happens. That's what happens. I can't say that I've quit for 6 months. I can say that I retired. I retired, and Bayloric TV boxing went like that. Remember that? Ain't too bad now, was it? Bwtm Sports channel. I think we are doing as good or even better than Bayloric TV. So boxing. So it's good. I think it was fun. But no, you've got to keep going with this. You've got to keep going. And anybody who takes the time out, I understand. Let me say something. I'm not joking. It's mental health. I don't think anybody who's consistent on YouTube must struggle with mental health at some point of fashion, whether it be burnout, whether it be depression. Listen, because there is no kind of guide as to how to manage yourself on many times. Look, like that at the moment, I've probably gone to bed sometimes and only had 2-3 hours sleep. The last week I've probably had about 3 hours sleep because of what's going on behind the scenes and the different time zones. Round boxing, the main man is in New Zealand. Then Joseph, I remember one evening, one morning, I had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, doing it with Joseph Parker, and then do another interview that was in New Zealand. So New Zealand, Australia, and then the Caribbean and USA, all the different time zones. So of course you get tired, and when you get tired, you don't get rest. You can start getting withdrawal symptoms as well, depression. It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's not easy. It ain't easy. This ain't a joke. Ultratech. Oh, I want Ultratech on the channel. I love Ultratech. He speaks his mind, and I like him. Refreshing. When I do get a chance to watch his stuff, I do. He's brilliant. It's hard to keep going. I've been doing it for 18 months, so big up to anyone who can take the haters for several years. Yeah. 8 million for YouTubers in boxing. KSI got paid well. You got to ask yourself the question. Yes, KSI got paid well. I do have question marks about a lot of things when it comes to YouTube. I think it's absolutely just me personally. I think it's disgusting that if you're asking my personal, it's disgusting that people pay more interest in KSI and Paul. I bet you this is my business manager. Watch this. Yeah, that's the business manager. That's probably the business manager giving me a call. Lovely. He'll probably come through here in a moment. Probably got something to ask. But yeah, it is hard. But I don't. If KSI and Paul Logan or whatever his name is, if they are the future of boxing, God help us all. I mean, I watched it last night. I saw one doing copying Billy Joe Saunders, another one trying to do a Roy Jones, and the pair of them can't. Well, Logan looked like he could box a little bit more. He seemed to have a nice relaxed style, like the jab he had. But generally, guys can't box, and they're getting real good treatment. And there are guys who actually box, who've had amateur careers, who've boxed for years, turned pro, and don't even get that sort of attention. I'm sorry, but yeah, fair play to them on YouTube. But no, there's a place for that. That's white collar boxing and or unlicensed boxing. I'm sorry, but there's a place for that, and it certainly isn't what those guys are doing. I think it's a joke. It's making a mockery of the sport of boxing. That is a mockery of the sport of boxing. I'm sorry, I can't subscribe to that all. Yes, it's fun, it's interesting, but that's not real boxing, and I can't. Um, I just have to let him know very quickly. Sorry about that. It's an absolute joke. Why bother? Why bother with Hatman or Wingy when Ingram gets guests that they can't compare with? Well, it's not about that. It's just sometimes it's nice to get your UK, UK brands and talking to them and seeing how they're doing, how they view the sport. Listen, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but Bwtm or Baylor at TV are the king of crossovers. You name me another channel that does crossovers. We the king of crossovers. So Ingram had us believing he was all gone. Nah, he evolved. Yeah, you like that, huh? And that was probably, if I think about it at the time, that was at the height of, I can see how people turned on us with the whole gossiping situation. And people, it shows you how people can try and get in and we're pretty naive at the time. And now I've learned a lot more. And it was funny at the time. It wasn't funny at the time. I had half a Twitter turn on us. But we learned, we grew, and we've become better from it. So yeah, we're back. It's going to take off big time. They're earning way more than pros and a way bigger fan base. YouTube boxing is a massive market to the casuals, millions of pounds. I agree, it is, but it's unfortunately you're going to have any Tom, Dick, and Harry doing it. Ah, yes, our business manager is going to try and jump in the room and have a word. It's good, great to have me. Wrong thing there. Let's see if I can get him in the room. All right, let me get him in the room. Oh, then hold a second. Hopefully we'll get our business manager and we can have a chat. Yeah, I know it's for the casual. Hatman seems a private guy. Perhaps that's all. No, I don't think so. I mean, I've been talking to Hatman for years, so it's not that private. Yeah. Logan was breathing out of his ass after 2 rounds.
What's up?
How fit the pros are, exactly. Max Branning was ringside applauding them both. He's one of the biggest casual mongoloids the world ever seen. Well, this is it. The casual market. You can't knock the casual market because that is what's buying the Anthony Joshua tickets. That's what it is. And unfortunately, the Instagram and the Twitter and the social media, yes, it looks great. Now, let me see something. It'll be interesting to see whether KSI and Logan can sell more tickets in the USA than Joshua. I'd like to see it. Head for head. Those 2 guys together and Joshua. Who would sell more in America? Because this YouTube thing is global. So I just wonder. Most people know who KSI is, and most people know who you combine those 2 guys, YouTube records. It'd be interesting how that converts to gates. Whether the casual, because they're casual, well, they'll travel abroad. I mean, personally, I'm old school, and I certainly don't like what I saw. They got literally very little skill. But having said that, let's not forget celebrity boxing. That's where it all really started. Shout out to my man Dave Feldman. He's going to be on the show. Hopefully next week we'll have the man from celebrity boxing, who's actually got a next fight coming up in November with Farah Abraham. If you know who Farah Abraham is, if you're your lads, you'll know who Farah Abraham is. My brother, are you in the room?
I'll be here for like 5 minutes.
You'll be here for 5 minutes. Come on, man. Give me 10 minutes.
Close enough. I said I've been here for 5 minutes.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Right, brother. If you could very quickly introduce yourself to the room, let people know who you are in relation to Bwtm, and kind of just very brief overviews to how your vision for Bwtm.
Okay, that's loaded, but I'll go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. It's all yours.
My name is Adonis. I have a channel called World Breaker Fighting. That's why that World Breaker Fighting is coming up. I gotta create a BWTM channel for myself. But I'm the guy behind the scenes who is looking to take BWTM to the stratosphere along with Ingram. And so my vision for BWTM is to make it as big as anybody else and bigger. We're looking to create new programming, things that have never been seen in the media. We're looking for BWTM to become a media giant, just like AT&T and Time Warner and whoever else is out there. We are here to create the path and not follow it. So that's what my job is. My job is to make sure that we make that happen, to make sure that all the legal agreements are in place, and to make sure that shit happens correctly. That's what I'm here to do. So, and I will remain behind the scenes.
But you know, it's just fantastic to have you on board. I just got to say thank you so much, and I hope that the people that are, you know, the supporters, even the haters, because we need haters as well. They need to tune in and do what they do. But no, it's great to have you on board. I just got to say it, Adonis, and I'm very thankful that finally I've got a sounding board, someone I can talk to about what's going on the channel, for good, for bad, for indifferent. And yeah, I share those same sentiments. Let's not follow. Let's continue to lead. Let's redefine what media is within BDM.
The leader is the guy that doesn't take shit from anyone else and makes the rules.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're just talking about the people in the room and what they've got to say. It's very nice. It's not sporting icons in the room. It is actually World Breaker Fighting, aka Adonis, who is now the business manager of Bwtm. We will have sporting icons in the room later. If you've got any questions regarding BWTM in BWTM Sports, and any questions you've got for Adonis, please do fire him off to Adonis as well. That's why we're in the room. The YouTube box is just another WWE concept to the big drama show. KSI got a rematch in America with Logan in February. Of course, it's going to do more than AJ. They just did 100 million. That's not good. Gym visits. Wow, you from Worthing? That's near me, man. Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, the gym visit was in Worthing. It's just down the road from me. Quite literally, I'm based right in the town centre. Yeah. Bayloric. Maradona asks, what does Bayloric mean? Okay, I'll tell you the story now while we've got the time to talk about it. 2009, I was finished doing some cricket coaching for a organisation. I wanted to go independent, and I didn't want to go corny with Ingram Jones cricket coaching. I thought it was pretty corny. So I was online and I was looking up, and the word Baylor came up. And so Baylor means, well, basically it meant somebody who's sheep shearer. Sheep shearer, somebody just basically who shears the wool off the sheep. I looked under that, it said Baylor, somebody who delivers. I went, somebody who delivers. So that's where Baylor came from. So Baylor. Then the I came for international, because I was coaching international people from around the world. So international from Pakistan, from India, from Poland, from the UK, from the Caribbean. So I was coaching all different types of youngsters and adults from all different parts of the world, but it was international. And then C, champions. At the time, by the time 2009 had come up as a coach, I'd visited Lords at least 3 times as a coach, a winning coach, in tournaments with girls and guys. At one point, there was a tournament in Hackney. It was my first tournament I'd coached in. 32 teams, 16 teams played on one day, 16 teams played on the other. And guess whose 2 teams ended up in the final? It was my 2 teams that ended up in the final. One had to win and one had to lose. I won either way. And we ended up going to Lords. And it was a great experience going to Lords, taking a group of young kids, inner city kids or underprivileged young kids to Lords. Bunch of Hackney boys going to Lords. So if you understand the concept of going to Lords, where it's got all these middle to upper class people, or upper class and upper class people there. Yeah, it was a great experience. So from that, we had BIC, was Bayloric. international champions. Got married, and my wife said the vision should be worldwide. So it became Bayloric Worldwide. We went to the Caribbean 2012, and by that time, it was a vision I wanted to do. I wanted to give back. I'd done everything in the UK. I'd been to Australia and coached. So going to the Caribbean, there was an article in the Voice newspaper about it, actually, about me going to the Caribbean after winning the Community Champions Award, which went to 8.5 million homes. This documentary, it's on the channel. Just type in Ingram Jones Community Champion, and you'll see it there. Those two documentaries were on Sky. When I did open the academy in 2009, I was on Sky within the first 3 months of the academy. I was working 3 different counties. It was Essex, Slough, or Essex, Berkshire, and Buckinghamshire. Those are 3 academies I had at the time running simultaneously. By 2011, going back, 2010, we were back on Sky again and being nominated for a national award for community work. And I had the West Indies captain, Ricky Richardson, nominating me as well for this award. So I came 3rd in that award system. The other 2 were for, one had muscular dystrophy and the other something else, but 2 really great award people who know above me in terms of organizations. It was great. So it was a great moment. And I said, I was in Grenada 2012 now, and I saw the programming on the island of Grenada, and I didn't like it very much. And I said I wanted to help out. I'm one of these guys that won't just criticize. I want to help out. And I was on the island at the time, and they said to me, "Oh, yeah, come on and help us." I'm like, "Okay, sure, I'd love to help out." But they said to me, "If you're going to help out, you can go out and do the filming. And then bring it back to the studio, edit it, and then upload it. But if you upload, it's going to cost you $850. I'm like, excuse me? So I started uploading. We started to have our own TV station. So it was Bayloric Worldwide Television. That's how you got Bayloric TV. And then we had a 24-hour online TV station, not YouTube, online TV station. And from the online TV station, we had a travel show. We were doing live. We had the boxing show which was then the boxing hangout. 2013, we did live interviews on Skype via Tyson Fury, Peter Fury, Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman, Muhammad Ali's brother. The list goes on and on. Beyonce's former manager. The list goes on and on. Bullwinkle, the guy who says hell to no. We interviewed him as well. The list goes on and on and on. Celebrities from the UK, the US, on and on and on. Of course, then we opened up a channel called Bayloric TV Boxing Channel. That got closed, and now we have Bwtm Sports. So where we are now in 2018, that's what Bayloric means. There you go. Bwtm, it's television and media. So we also have, people may not be aware, we also have a newspaper called, there's a couple. One's called Kings and Queens. One's called Bayloric Worldwide. One's Bayloric TV Boxing. So there's 3 newspapers that come out every 24 hours with the latest news, and one from the Caribbean as well. All the latest news. Check it out on the channel, on the Twitter page. It's there. So there we go. Lots of information there. Yeah, the boxing hangout. By the way, if people want to check it, we were the first ever boxing channel on YouTube. We were the first. Google Hangout. We were the first. And right behind us was the Boxing Voice. We did a boxing channel, and then the Boxing Voice, about less than a month later, they came behind us. Of course, the Boxing Voice have changed, and they've just gone they've gone tremendous. So shout out to Nesta and all those guys over at the Boxing Voice. They're doing a hell of a job for boxing, and without people like the Boxing Voice, well,
let me interrupt you. You said you guys, we were the first channel.
We were the first channel on the Google Hangout, first ever.
Okay.
Look on Google Hangout. It used to be called the Boxing Hangout, which were myself and a gentleman called James Hernandez.
Okay. So how long ago was that?
That was when Google first came out with the Hangouts. That was 2013.
Okay.
Go back and check that out.
I know the first boxing channel ever was Blood Boxing on YouTube. He's actually the original. And so I was trying to get a timeline between Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Because I know Buzzman is like 2006 or 2007.
Yeah.
So,
but remember, Google Hangout only came out in 2013. We were the first
right.
to do a boxing channel on that because there was nothing boxing whatsoever back then.
Okay. Cool. I didn't know the history. Now I'm enlightened.
So now you've been enlightened even further. Let's go. Okay, when you've got Michael Buffer and Spencer Oliver all over it with Shannon Briggs and Badu Jack ringside, then you know it's official YouTube boxing in the future, and the pros are pissed. Yeah, the pros should be pissed. Adonis, the BWTM community backing you in England all the way, brother.
I appreciate that. I answered it in the chat. I'm following along, so I definitely
great. Getting that easy money without even having any school, just a massive following, even when the pros do all the hard work and get paid peanuts, the majority. Yeah. Well, you've got to understand. I always believe things like that don't just happen by themselves. There's always an agenda behind these things. Nothing happens for just happening's sake. And all this hard work, dedication, yeah, that's fine. But all the other boxers and all those other fighters and all those other YouTubers are putting hard work and dedication in as well. So I don't believe that at all. There's always an agenda with things like that. Sure, maybe I'm a skeptic, but and I'm not hating. I do believe there is an agenda with this. And I'm sure sooner rather than later, we're going to find out what that agenda just is. But it's making a mockery of the sport of boxing. Just saying, because if you put any of those two guys in with even a 2 or 3 fight novice pro, could you imagine like putting some of those guys in with 2-3 fight novice or 2-3 fight novice? Let's see. Give me a Adonis. Give me a fighter too. What's the weight those two guys were fighting at, by the way?
I hadn't seen the fight yet.
Could somebody give me what weight they were fighting at? And then I'll go back into that conversation.
But if you put them in a ring with a professional fighter with 2 or 3 fights, it's called death by ass whooping.
Exactly.
It really is.
Madonna says, "Thank you for your support, Mikey." What's your thoughts on what's your thoughts on YouTube boxing, Adonis?
Well, I had, as I responded in the chat, I have not had an opportunity to watch that fight. I didn't find out about it until last night. So I will be watching it here in a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll give my thoughts tomorrow on a live chat with you if we have the time. Because I haven't watched the fight, honestly. And
I saw a guy. I mean, I've got to say, you do give credit where it's due. I liked Paul Logan's style. His jab looked good. I like the way he's using the jab. Oh my God, KSI couldn't block a jab. I mean, for the first minute, his head was just being rocked back. I was like, oh dear me, what is this garbage I'm watching? So I watched it on replay on a bad video that was out and just been released, and I was like, oh dear, I switched it off. I didn't watch the end of it. I agree with that. Now, Pekka Decker, yes, I know that you're one of our loyal supporters or regular supporters, so I do respect what you're saying. Just your interviews and discussions are great, but the audio needs to be sharp and clear. Thank you. Well, Mr. Pekka Decker, there are some things that are beyond my control when it comes to volume and audio. Now, the criticisms in the past is that my audio's not been great. We've got a microphone in now, so I hope you can hear me clearly now. Also, I did an interview last night, night before last, with Melissa, the PR. Shout out to Melt PR for Isaac Dogba. Now, judging this interview was done in a busy hotel in America, prime time. Andre Ward's in the hotel. She's next to Andre Ward. It's busy, it's buzzing, it's noisy. I can't control that noise. I cannot tell the people in the hotel, shh. Just can't do it, and it's in a public place. So, and her battery was running out. So you've got a choice. Either you do as I did and listen to the sound, noise, block it out and get the interview and get those crucial bits of information, or you say, the sound's not good enough. Can you go somewhere else and miss out on an interview? So I think sometimes you have to appreciate the environment. And it was in Arizona, and the interview was probably at 4 o'clock in the morning, UK time. So I think it's a bit of, understanding. Obviously, when you're doing an interview out and you can control the sound with this wind and stuff like that. I appreciate the comments on that, but I think you need to be fair in your comments. There's nothing I can do about the audio, but tell Melissa to tell everybody in the hotel room, the hotel lobby, to shut up. Sorry about that. Okay, next I have no. Oh, that's World Breaker. I remember Boxing Hangout down. That was years ago. Yeah, and that was the first boxing show, Shogun Boxing, the first boxing show. Yeah, this is an open debate, so throw your questions out, throw them out, and we'll try and answer them best as possible. Pekka Decker says, thank you, World Breaker. I listen to Bayloric videos very carefully and not interested in the image, just the audio has to be clear. As I mentioned that, did you, what do you think about that, Adonis, about the audio?
I'll be doing some research into YouTube audio and looking at how we can improve on that end. I don't know what's going on. You know, from my vantage, it comes through a little distorted, but it sounds fine. I don't even know how I'm received on your end. So I know that I have a microphone that I purchased a couple of months ago. So I know it's improved my sound, but it's not the best mic in the world either. I can probably do a little better. So, you know, certain things are out of our control, but I will look into it and we'll address it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely get Dillian on the Dillian Dillian White on the chat last year. He was on the chat. That was him. It wasn't a troll. It was Dillian White. But Dillian White has reached out a couple of times. Shout out to my man DJ Slick for setting that up. I think the first boxing channel on YouTube was way back called Boxing for Real. That might be true, but that's not what I said. I said we were the first Google Hangout boxing chat. I did correct myself. First Google Hangout chat live show, which was Boxing Hangout. Go back, check the dates and the times. Ingram, are you still a cricket coach? Funny you should say that. I am, sort of. Crossover show, yes. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, so we're looking to do a crossover show tonight with my man from Sporting Icons. It's long overdue. Let's make it happen tonight. Adonis, even though you haven't seen the fight, what are your thoughts on the money and views involved in the YouTube box affect future purses the casual are willing to have pay-per-view for anything?
Well, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it has unlimited potential. You know, you have people that are on YouTube channels that you're familiar with. Watching them in fisticuffs would be interesting. Honestly, the most hated people I watch on television, I like to see them in a battle to the death type situation too. It'd be kind of cool to me, but hey, I'm kind of like that. You remember, what was it, Celebrity Deathmatch? That's kind of how I would look at it.
Well, we've got, we do have celebrity boxing coming to Bwtm Sports, right? We do know we have the guy behind it who did I think one of the best grudge matches I saw. And if you've not seen it, you should check it out. It's Todd Bridges versus Vanilla Ice. I think it was the guy.
I remember that.
You remember that? Todd Bridges, the guy from Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice. It was a
the one that survived. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tear up and a half. They didn't like one of that. It was proper.
Yeah, I watched that live. That was Celebrity Boxing, or I forget the name of the show, but that was Shaquille O'Neal versus Oscar De La Hoya. I think it was Tonya Harding versus somebody.
Yeah. My boy Dave Feldman's behind that, so he'll be on the channel shortly, and we'll be talking about that.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one. That one.
What's up, Ingram? Congrats on the success of the channel and partnerships. A lot of channels shut down because of trolls. For you continuing to grow. Best wishes and good health to you and your wife. Thank you so much, Cameron. You know what it's all about? Listen, it's all about smart work and application and consistency. Got to be consistent, regardless. If you take the trolls in, which I did years ago, take the trolls in and get it personal. Now, trolls are faceless, and a lot of the trolls are jealous. I'm telling you, a lot of jealousy there. You just have to, you can turn the trolls into likers. If not, then hey, they don't like what you do. Tough, and no matter how much they dislike it, we're going to keep here. We're going to be here. We're going to keep going. Kenny, where are you getting this random figure of 100 million from? 80,000 bought from pay-per-view. Ingram versus Boxing Eagle. I'd love to watch that. You see that sort of stuff there, Michael C? That is just proper stirring trouble there. You see that? That's proper trouble. Yeah, man. So James Jones says social media can get like that. Just as regular user must be hectic running channels and putting out content for the world to comment on. Geez. Ingram, are you in charge of BWTM or are there people above you in the hierarchy? Isn't that the $1 million question, Adonis?
Yeah, do you want me to break it to him or you break it to him?
You break it to them.
Okay. BWTM is solely the creation of Ingram Jones. It is his baby. He is Thanos, and I'm the Infinity Gauntlet. Let's put it that way. That's the best way I can put it. Because Ingram likes the Justice League guy. I'm an Avengers guy. I'm a Marvel guy. He's a DC guy. But one way or the other, he's Thanos. I'm the Gauntlet. We make it happen. That's the best way I can explain it. There's nobody above us.
I have to say, I've got to give credit to my wife because she's been the reason that's obviously BWTM being American. I think that's key. I think hierarchy. Then of course, BWTM does come in terms of structure. BWTM is how do I put it? Alongside other different sort of departments, because we've got a book publishing department and there's a training institute as well, which comes under the Iron Network. So I don't know. My wife likes to call it a marketplace ministry. I guess that's just the way the Americans say things. But to us, it's just it's like an umbrella. So we're under an umbrella. So that's how it would work. In terms of what Bayloric TV did have previously, when we were in Grenada, we had quite a setup. We had artistry development, or we had a guy called Carr out of Detroit, and Judith Jacob out of the UK. We had quite a few other people as board members, and they are kind of still out there still as we continue to evolve and build. But I guess the key people now for BWTM would be Adonis being the business manager, my wife being the whoever, well, I don't want to call her CEO. It should be CEO of the IM Network. And of course, those people on board, the new members getting on board. Of course, my dad, who's, I have to say, he's Mr. BWTM, because without my dad, a lot of the things you're seeing here wouldn't be happening. So shout out to my dad, Mr. Jones. So shout out to him as well. And those other people in the background that kind of don't want to be mentioned, but shout out to you too. You know who you are. So yeah, that's about it. Is there anything you want to add to that, Adonis?
No, I'm just joking.
Good. I think you should reach out to get Jake Wood on the channel to speak out about celebrity boxing. His podcast with Spencer Oliver is doing great things. Ingram, what is the IM Network? Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Oh, okay, the IM Network. I think, as this is a US-based, do you want to talk about the US stuff more than me? Because I think you have a better understanding of US than I would, Adonis. Or do you want me to talk about it?
I think you should talk about it because at this point you know more about the setup than I do.
Okay. Well, okay. So
I can just chime in on certain things. US.
Okay, would be like, let's imagine an umbrella, and under that umbrella, iNetwork is the overall umbrella, and then under that umbrella would come BWTM Sports, Matthias like Publishing, Empower You, Training Institute, and a few other things as well. And they're all encompassing under the iNetwork. They're all non-profit. It's all non-profit. So that's where it is, and it's based in America. So yeah, that's where things are. That's how it is. People want to understand it. That's how it works.
Kind of like how Alphabet is the overviewing company for Google. You know,
there you go.
Company. That's the best.
Didn't know that, but now I do.
Yeah. So, yeah, Alphabet. Then there's Google underneath the umbrella of Alphabet.
True, you need many casuals as possible. Let's turn UK back into a nation of boxing lovers again. Kenny says, if 80,000 bought pay-per-view and it's £7.50 for each purchase, are you not good with maths then? Oh, you know, Adonis, you know, the amount of times I've wanted to do a BWTM party. How do you think that would go if we did a BWTM party, Adonis?
Who's bringing the alcohol? That's what I have to ask first.
We'll have to make it non-alcoholic because I think, well,
listen, if we get the sponsors in, it's going to be an alcohol party. I like Guinness. I like Red Stripe. Nah. I like.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have this BWTM. I'll be careful what I'm saying. So we have this BWTM. Do we host it in UK? Do you host it in the US? Where would you host it?
I would host it in the US.
Well, you'd have to, wouldn't you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would host it in the US. A BWTM party would be in several locations and be simulcast, and each one would have a different theme, and then they would do something together. That's how I would do it.
I was looking. I don't know if you heard the stats early on for BWTM, but the most dislikes comes from the UK. Do you know that?
Yeah, you told me that the other day. I was quite shocked. You know, how can a hometown boy be vilified? That's horrible. That's like people coming to Texas and hating me. Impossible.
Okay, I've got to do this. This is funny, yeah. I went. This is just a random, but I went here tonight, yeah. Advertising for the Colonel, okay.
He's a false god.
Would you believe it? There is not one piece of chicken in that whole bag. I took the bag like that. There's not one piece of chicken in it.
There's a genetically modified animal in there?
No, there's no meat in this whatsoever. No chicken, no GMO, nothing.
Then that's not KFC.
Well, I went to KFC and I ordered corn. I ordered, I think they had that rice salad with no meat in it. And that was it.
Okay, you're obviously going vegan for a minute.
Well, I'm vegetarian. I didn't eat chicken, do I? I
didn't know you were vegetarian.
Now you do. My wife's vegan. Now you know.
Yeah, I grew up with a mother that's been a vegetarian for 45 years. So, my mom, I can't cook my mom anything. But I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat that frequently myself. So I guess I'm kind of there myself. You know?
So it was like, it's just funny. I talked to the guy, and you know when a guy works too many hours, I said to him, isn't it ironic? I'm in KFC, I'm walking out of a big bag like this, like basket almost, and it hasn't got a piece of chicken in it. You went, what? What do you mean, bloke, mate? What do you mean there's no chicken? You ordered no chicken. I said, yes. Isn't it ironic? I've come to a chicken shop and walking out with a bag with no chicken in it.
Yeah. Did you get biscuits though?
What's that?
Did you at least get biscuits?
No, they don't do biscuits in the UK. It's sad. They don't do biscuits.
Oh my God.
Biscuits are the best thing, right?
Boy, people get murdered over biscuits at chicken shops here. It's no joke. I mean, and I don't know if y'all have Popeyes over there. You know, Popeyes chicken?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, Popeyes chicken, if you bite into their biscuits, you will instantly become dehydrated. You can't swallow the son of a bitch. You really can't. You need water immediately.
Yeah.
Look on YouTube, check the videos.
Right. I want to go back to a question I asked earlier on. I really want to go back and touch on it.
Okay.
And definitely I want your input in this one. Often, like now we're going BWTM are back on the road. We're going to Leeds this Wednesday. So in my mind, I've got this camera. I'm going to do these interviews. And I'm thinking to myself, the first thing that goes through my mind is not the client or the guest or the person I'm going to have on the show. The first question I'm asking is, how will the viewers enjoy this, or how can I make the viewers enjoy it? That's the first thing that's on my mind. And then second, I'm always thinking, okay, what's the story? Why are we here? Who's this person? How can we make them relevant, or how can we bring them into our viewers? So I think about bringing that person to their best light and bringing them into the channel. you know, and how can our viewers relate to them and want them back on the channel, you know? Because I remember going back the Bermain Stavern rematch with Wilder. I mean, we built that up for 2 years straight. You all remember that? We built that up straight for 2 years. Every time we heard about Stavern and we followed him, we followed this fight, the build up. My God, we had people cheering for Stavern that night. People who probably didn't like Stavern were cheering for Stavern that night, and he got absolutely iced in a round. And do you know, I felt after Stavern got knocked out brutally by Deontay Wilder, there were more people hating on BWTM because we brought that coverage to them than they were actually cheering Deontay Wilder's win over Stavern. I mean, I felt like if it was me who got beat up, or it was me that trained Stavern, or it was me that, you know, all we did was give you the coverage and the behind the scenes, because Showtime wasn't interested in it. They were interested in Deontay Wilder, so we just did what Showtime didn't do and get the behind the scenes. We even got the night before the fight, got Stavern there, and it's just unfortunate. But people really did get on our case about it. We really did push that Stavern story because we were trying to compete with Showtime. There's no way we could compete with Showtime, the money and stuff, but we just tried to push him out there as much as we could. So we went Stavern crazy. Of course, we did go Stavern crazy. But that's something I think people enjoyed. But then, same people have enjoyed Alexander Usyk becoming world champion. We followed that story. We were there when he became down in his sofa and spoke to us before he became world champion. Keith Thurman, Terence Crawford, Tyson Fury. There's 4 fighters already. Ray Beltran, 5, another fighter. So, you know, it's just great to be able to do that. But ultimately, it's what the viewers want. What do the viewers want? So it's not just about, because I had a thought, I was thinking about this now, I was thinking to myself, you know what? It'd be great to know what the viewers want, because we're going to do another BWTM Sports on the Road. And I want to know what the viewers like, instead of just ramming content down their throats. This is what we've got. Take this or leave it. More the case of getting viewer interaction. So, Adonis, your thoughts first.
Okay. You're going to have to condense that into one sentence because I'm weird.
Yeah, I think that's the UK way of speaking, right?
Hey, it's the hyperbole is the gift of the gods, I guess. I don't know.
Well, what do viewers want? What do you think? Do you think viewers want more interaction? Do you think
of course
appreciate?
Listen, I'm an African American. I grew up in movie theaters where people talk to the television, talk to the movie screen. They got really into it. I think if they could tell a character, "Hey, go the other direction," they feel immersed. People feel immersed in people that they see on television. They identify. So the next progression would be to interact. You're able to do that on YouTube. You're able to do that. And I think more interaction is possible without actually having to leave your seat, without having to leave the comfort of your home. And so I think more interaction is great because that keeps people coming to you. You keep coming to people, and it's a reciprocal relationship, in my opinion. You know, that's as long an answer as I'm going to give now.
Okay.
What do you think?
Do you think it's right that the first thing I do when I go on these road trips, that first thing I think is what do the viewers want, what they want to see?
No, because that's the right frame of mind. You know, it's not about you or about me. It's about what the people want. And if you're giving the people what they want, they will always be satiated.
Okay. I'm thinking maybe people might want to see the build-up of how we get from one location to another, like this trip to Leeds. Would people be more interested in seeing how I start my journey off, how I set everything up, how we get the interview? Do you think people would be interested in that, or just the interview itself?
Kind of like outtakes on a movie.
Yeah, like, you know, from the trip of getting on the coach at 5 o'clock in the morning to getting to London, to going across to Leeds, filming a bit of Leeds, then getting picked up, then getting to the gym, and then talking to the trainer and stuff like that.
We can try it. We can try it to see how it works. You know, test it out. If it's something that catches on, then it could be a standard for for future projects.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with it. I think with this Leeds project, yeah, we can do that. We should do that. And
so BWTM on the road. So I think
yeah, that sounds good. That actually sounds like a good show. BWTM on the road right now. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Okay. Gotta have a shout out to our partners, Round for Round Boxing in the room. BWTM is doing great work with giving lots of coverage on the fights that are not that hyped up and others don't talk about. Yeah, we've got a responsibility to talk about the sport, not just Wilder versus Joshua or Wilder. Well, I don't understand what the big fuss is between Wilder and Joshua, a fight that's just not going to happen now, versus Wilder versus Fury. I mean, we've got know that fight's more or less going to happen, but although there's rumors from Dan Raphael that the fight's not going to happen.
Oh, you Kentucky sandwich.
You can trust Dan.
Yeah, I can trust Dan like I can throw a bowling ball 100 feet.
Yeah, Dan Raphael that was scoring the fight. And all these people that seem to kiss Dan Raphael's ass, I'm going to ask him one question. Have you ever heard Dan Raphael break a fight down? Have you ever seen Dan Raphael break down two fighters and say who's going to win a fight, why they're going to win a fight, apart from being biased?
Who, myself?
Most of these guys running around with ask him to break a fight down the science of sport.
I don't think he can do it.
Not a burger, but a gun about him breaking down a fight.
I've never read anything he's written that would indicate that he knows anything about boxing. If you've seen him, you'd be hard pressed to believe he's ever stepped in a ring. At least you and I can say that we've been in a boxing ring. We've actually boxed. I was an amateur boxer. You were amateur. You wanted to be a pro. Okay. So I have a hard time believing Dan Raphael is nothing more than an observer, and play by play is not his strength. And he's really the sole reason I really don't get my news from ESPN anymore, because of the disparity in reality and in what he's actually writing. It's a bad situation.
I saw him and Steve Kim. I saw Carson Jones beating the brakes off. Listen, I saw Carson Jones beating the brakes off Margarito. Check this out. This guy's getting beat up. He's about to get stopped. He goes back on his stool. He does his famous thing of quitting on the stool. He quits on his stool. The referee comes across and waves the fight off, yeah? So the fight is off. So I'm thinking, yeah, Carson Jones has won the fight. They go to commercial break. When I come back, I see my man, Margarito, with his hands in the air, smiling and walking around. They've given Margarito a decision win over Carson Jones with some sort of accidental or cut of his eye or something like that. Technical cut.
And Dan Raphael says, yes, he was punched and his whole forehead is split open.
And he said, oh yeah, Carson was 8-1 down. How the hell can you be 8-1 down when you just stopped? The guy stopped him. What the hell was Dan Raphael and Steve Kim watching?
It's selling fantasy. Plus, these guys are in the pocket of certain individuals in the game, and we know this. We know this in the U.S. Kim, we actually had a run-in with Kim a few months ago over something that he said on Twitter, and he was thoroughly smashed and put back in his place.
Who writes a dialogue for these people? Who says that these people are the people to watch? Who says? Why should we watch Dan Raphael? Oh, because he's with ESPN. Why? What?
That's the only reason. That's the only reason people watch, because it's the ESPN behind him. On his ESPN moniker, it says senior writer, but really what it is, he's the only writer in the boxing department because they they don't have the depth. ESPN 2 years ago contracted their budget, and so that's why you see a lot less personalities, because they fired a bunch of people. Jamel Hill is about to go. They say it's a mutual buyout. ESPN is not performing, along with cable in general. Cable isn't performing, so the revenue is not generating because of the platforms like YouTube and others across the board, Facebook, are more than eating into the pie. They are eating the guts out of cable. And so you're seeing a transition, and we're part of that transition. you're gonna see more of this happen. But Dan Raphael and Steve Kim, their money comes from promotions. It comes from various promoters in the business. That's how they establish a relationship. A lot of things, a lot of what people don't know about Steve Kim is that he's in the pocket of Golden Boy. They pay him to do certain things as far as like writing publicity and stuff for them. And I can't remember who else. I think it might be Top Rank he's tied to as well. But a lot of people don't know that because he's supposed to be an independent body when he's a journalist. But you can't be independent when you're taking money from promoters. It's impossible. You know, it's totally impossible to do that.
Right. Just seeing people in the room here, I've got to give shout outs to. Round for Round Boxing. Shout out to our partners, Round for Round Boxing News. Adonis, have you got me on replay?
No, I'll just mute.
Oh, I just heard an echo in my voice. I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, Round for Round Boxing. Shout out to Round for Round Boxing, our partners. I'd just love to hear what you guys thought of the Butterbean interview and the Jeff Lacey interview. My God, the Butterbean interview. Wow, that's going to start. That will, as soon as somebody really gets a hold of that interview, that's going to start doing the number. It's going to start doing some serious numbers. Adonis, just your very quick thoughts on the Butterbean interview.
Mr. Etch is a fun guy, and he has a certain outcome in his mind of how a fight with Deontay Wilder would go that I don't necessarily agree with. But hey, a man who is confident is a man that believes. So hey, to each his own. That's what I have to say.
Can you give us some Butterbean in the room? You could give us some Butterbean.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't do Butterbean.
Well, you can do the accent. As good as.
Hey, boys, let me tell you something real quick. I'm going down to the forum last night. I couldn't find anything, but you know what? I punched a dog right in the ribs, and some bitch bit me on my ankle. I couldn't walk for 3 days. God damn it. That's it.
So, I don't need to call him up again. You can do the interview instead. What are your thoughts on Deontay Wilder, Butterbean?
Well, you see, Deontay, you know, he's only like 103 pounds, and you know what? If I touch him, he's gonna fall over like a feather, gonna fall through the ring, and I hit him, and I'm just not gonna knock him out. God damn it, that shit, it's over. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna beat him up. I'm just gonna touch him one time. It's over. Over, cuz.
Oh man. That was funny. That was really funny. I love talking to Butterbean. He was great. It was great.
We're doing this. When I do Kovalev, it's over.
Could you imagine him commentating?
Yeah, I could. See, you hit him with that thing right there. That hurt. Shit, I don't even know what kind of punch that was. Was that a jab? That shit hurt.
I personally think that Butterbean should do some commentating on Sky Sports. That'd be great.
Shit, he wouldn't be biased. I know that. He would not be biased. You couldn't sell him on that one. That's what they said. Nah, you know what's his name? You know what, Tony Bellew? Is it Baloney or Bellew? Okay, look, Tony Belloni. Hey, look here. Look at you. That guy didn't hit him like that. You're lying. You're lying. Who are you in the pocket of? Damn it, I'll be damned. This Tony Baloney fella ain't right.
Oh, dear me. That'll be funny. Oh, dear me. Right, let's get back. Let's get back on track. Shout out, of course, to my man Emerson Ford in the room. Emerson, pick up your phone, answer your phone. Man, I need to talk with you, brother. I need to talk with you. But anyway, Emerson asked a real great question here. He's saying it's great that we're talking about KSI and our friend Paul Logan. I have to go back and say this. It's. I mean, I don't want to be. I mean, I don't want to be a what they call it, a party pooper, but this is the sport of boxing, and there's nothing worse than seeing a mockery of the sport. You know, the last mockery of the sport I saw was when a cricketer turned boxer ended up being top of the bill of a big boxing bout. It's absolutely disgusting. So because you're a celebrity or you're very good in one sport, say like an ex-rugby player who's got a bit of size and decides to have a heavyweight bout, I think it's absolutely terrible because what you're doing, you're leapfrogging the queue because you are great in another sport. How the hell you are great at another sport? Let's say I was a great baseball player or a great basketball player. How does that equate to me getting top of the bill ahead of all these other amateur or pro fighters who fought and put their lives at stake each and every time? But how does a cricketer or a basketball player or a baseball player get top of the bill ahead of a professional boxer? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Can somebody explain that to me, please? And also now these two YouTubers, great, but that's not boxing, and that the quality you saw there, no disrespect, they're amateur boxers that are 14 and 15, or even 13 and 14, or even 10 and 11 that had better technique than both of those guys. I'm sorry, but if that's what people want to pay for, then fine. But don't tell me that is the sweet science of boxing, because it's not. It's an absolute mockery of the sport, and all that's about is money. Be sure, but money. That's what it is.
Hey Ingram, I got to cut out, man.
Okay, brother.
Give me a call later.
One question before you go. Goguja says, some constructive criticism. The channel name could be condensed to BWTM Sports. The other words are unnecessary and a little confusing for instant recognition, in my opinion.
I think you would be correct.
It would be correct, but it is only BWTM Sports.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me take a look. It may show up as something else. Hold on. It just says BWTM live stream. I see BWTM online. BWTM TV Sports YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what it is, because that's setting up for the online TV station. So that's what it is. So, but it is still BWTM Sports. If you type it in on Google, you type in BWTM, it comes up number 1 in Google. So
I would cut. We'll talk about it.
Cool, but thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem, man. All right, I'll talk to you a little bit later.
AC, we'll talk soon, yeah?
Yep. I'll be here till tomorrow. No, I'm just joking. Now I'll be up a while. So
yeah, send my regards to Butterbean as well.
Man, what you talking about, boy? I don't know shit about that.
Oh, say hello to Kovalev for me. He's gonna take that rematch against Alvarez.
I can't believe I'm taking match. I was drinking again. I can't believe it. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't want to ass whoop like this ever again. Ever. He beat breaks off my ass. I don't understand. I just don't understand this beating I took. He beat me till my mother quit. Gotta go.
Take care, chap. See you soon. Oh man, it's so great. He's a great guy. Appreciate him. Right, people are talking in the room. Let's see what people are saying here. Yes, I think UFC wrestling market their sport in a way that boxing just hasn't caught up with. Yeah, I don't think boxing is adapted to the way UFC is. I've got to say, UFC's marketing, UFC's live fights, and the promotion and the whole graphics and everything looks far more polished than a boxing promotion. I'm sorry. And boxing is doing it far longer than UFC, but UFC seems to have got it. Even when they're talking about their fighters and promoting fights and their expert team, they just seem to have it together so much better as a production than boxing. I'm sorry. Showtime are good. I like how Showtime have got their stuff together, but it's still not on the same level as how UFC have done it. So yeah, UFC in terms of production are miles ahead of boxing, in my personal opinion. Aaron Smith says probably about 5 years it will come out. Round for round boxing. If you're in the room still, could you give them an update because there's somebody here saying it'll take 5 years before it comes out. What is the estimated date of the game? Good question. Dan Raphael got up for a cake and then sent flight something into the ocean. Round for round, what's the date? Estimated date, I don't know yet, but hopefully somebody in the room. It was dreadful. The last mockery sport I saw was McGregor versus Mayweather. Well, I'm not so bad. I didn't think that was so bad. I tell you why it wasn't so bad, because actually McGregor is actually a fighter. Yeah, he's still in the arts, so a martial art. He was actually a fighter. He was using his fists and he was using his feet, and he did have some amateur experience. So McGregor, I give him more of a pass. I don't give him Freddie Flintoff any pass whatsoever. Freddie Flintoff versus Conor McGregor at catchweight, sponsored by Maloney Productions or Bologna Productions. Both sports promote the arts of what they do, and there's always a social media and hyping the next event. AS boxing at the moment has little or no stars. It could go the way of horse racing. Oh dear. Ingram, interview Chris Gale, please. Would love to, but I've got people I would love to interview. Viv Richards. I was so close to getting my interview with Viv Richards. I'd love to interview Viv Richards. He was like my hero, Viv Richards. So I looked up to him. Would love to have interviewed the great Sugar Ray Robinson. Obviously, not going to get that. Would love to have interviewed Prince. Got close to Prince's the guy who used to play piano, Dr. Fink. I got close to Matthew Fink. I got his number. So I chased that up. But yeah, Chris Gale. Yeah, I'd love to get an interview with him. Ingram, I'd love you to interview Malinga. Oh yeah, man, great interview there. If you go back and you look online, there's some pictures back in there. When I was doing sports, cricket coaching back in the day. Met some of the. I spent 2 days with some of the greatest cricketers in a hotel. I'm working with some of the greatest cricketers, 16 of the greatest cricketers in the world. That included Shavag, Afridi, who else? Oh God, yeah, there was a whole load of them. 19-year-old Shurish Rayner, some fantastic players that I spent 2 days with. And then I actually ran another event up in Wickham, just outside Wickham, and it had Devon Malcolm, John Embry. It was great. I remember I did my level 2 for cricket coaching, and I had the likes of John Embry. I had the shout out to Neil Ryder. He was then the women's cricket manager. So yeah, I've had some really great influences in my life. Tommy Radford from Middlesex, the actual head coach there. Phil Knappett, great people in terms of Middlesex. So I've got a lot to thank Middlesex for in terms of helping me develop into being the coach that I've been successful today. Let's see. I don't want to talk too much about the gate. Let's see here. Okay. Emerson forces Mikey. It only happened because of UFC money. Boxing needed the event like a hole in the head. It illustrates why boxing was old hat and UFC was a new thing on the block. Yep, it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see if there be any boxers that will convert into UFC, go and fight in UFC. That would be interesting. UFC is a fantastic because the best fight the best always. Yes. Emerson Ford says there was no true fight fan didn't think Mayweather was going to come out on top. Of course, just the casuals and those people trying to sell the fight for pay-per-view reasons. They told you McGregor had a chance of beating Mayweather. That's the only way the pay-per-view would have sold. So yeah. Ingram, your thoughts on David Haye saying he would beat Fury, Wilder, and Joshua? I think David Haye is slightly delusional because he never got in the ring to fight Fury. He sparred with Wilder and he didn't get to fight Joshua. So I think David Haye just wants to be in the news. He wants some sensationalism. His career is at an end, and David Haye is what I call an attention seeker. So. He's an attention seeker. That's all I can think about that. He's absolutely deluded. Hope he ain't planning a comeback dangerous. What's the estimated time of the game? Please writing. If anybody in fight round for round boxing is in the room, please give us a shout out. David Haye's whistling in the graveyard, Mikey. Fury looked bad in his last fight. I would even give that shit show Haye a chance. of beating him then? Well, there were some rumors that Tyson Fury was going to pull out of his fight against Wilder. You kind of wish those rumors were kind of true, because you really want the best Tyson Fury to be fighting against Deontay Wilder. And it would be quite funny now if Tyson did pull out of his fight with Deontay Wilder. Now, remember, Tyson's a word person. You really can't trust his word. His word is, at this moment in time, for me, very untrustworthy. Tyson said he would never leave his promoter, Mick Hennessy. He's left Mick Hennessy. Tyson said that he would come back and emulate Muhammad Ali. Well, he fought Safa Seferi and he fought Pianetta. That's hardly emulating Muhammad Ali, who fought the top 4 guys in the division before fighting for the world title. So that's hardly emulating Muhammad Ali. They're saying they kept things behind closed doors, or kind of like 40%, because they were hiding it so Wilder was there. But if they don't take the Wilder fight next, then what the hell were they hiding? I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. Oh, by the way, shout out to Isaac Dogba for his victory last night. Beautiful left hook and finish. Dogba is a beast, and I'm looking forward to him unifying the titles. And oh yeah, massive shout out to Isaac Dogba, who is actually going to be going to university in America as of January 2019. So I found out that information when I talked to Melissa. Shout out to Melissa PR, Melt PR. Last night I spoke to her about that as well. That was great. Callum Firth, you kind of got something there. Boxing keeps on shooting itself in the foot by making it easier for fighters to dodge fights. Hence, even boxing fans are becoming fed up. Yeah, of course they are. Kid Stay says, I feel Mikey's taking the Spence fight because a loss to Lom would be more damaging than a Spence loss, aka Brooke GGG. Totally agree with you there, Kid Stacey. I think I said that the other day, that people were laughing at Roy Jones for saying that Spence is an easier fight than the Lomachenko fight. And now I kind of side with Roy only for this reason. The Lomachenko fight, Lomachenko's known to move. He's a switch hitter. He's got good footwork. You know, he can make you look pretty bad. Errol Spence, however, is more flat-footed. He comes forward in straight lines. He's vulnerable to the left hook, and he does get hit a lot. Yes, he's a wicked body puncher, but let's be honest, I don't think Spence, I think Mikey has speed coming up. He's got punching power. Yeah, I'm sure if Spence gets Mikey against ropes and bullies him, Mikey's in a lot of trouble in body shots. But if Mikey can hold the center of the ring and let off some of them left hooks and he can hurt Spence, we've got a fight. But if he can't hurt Spence, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Dave Allen, if interested, could make a world champion UFC fighter. He has the frame of a wrestler and could be a world level ground fighter in 2 or 3 years, in my opinion. Yeah, any chance of interviewing Dave Allen? Yeah, there's always a chance of interviewing Dave Allen. Remember, you forget Dave Allen was one of our original guys on the channel. You forget, if you go back and look at if you type in Dave Allen, Bayloric TV, if you want to, you'll get some real classic interviews with Dave Allen. Some real classic interviews. Go back and listen to those interviews. Wife gone, I'm ready when you are. Great. DM me your contact, your email address, and I will shut this down. And it's the crossover show, the king of crossovers meets sporting icons. Let's do that. Let's let your people know. Let's do the YouTube. You get your people, and I'll get my people. You'll come on my turf, and we'll do the crossover show. It will be fun. Looking forward to it, champ. Neil Owen back in Doncaster and Ben, I believe. BJJ, not expensive and a world of knowledge. Okay, great. Ingram, you said boxers turn into WWE, and I remember WWE predicted 9/11 with the tag team Twin Towers and Demolition. 3 skyscrapers in the 80s and the 90s. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube on the agenda. Yep. Yes. Sporting icons on. DJ lad, I don't know where this argument is going, but let's bury it, mate. I have, mate. LOL. I'll let them know. Let them know. Let the people know. The sporting icons and BWTM Sports, the king of crossovers. And you know, people love to argue me. I challenge anybody over YouTube now who's done more crossovers than us. You think about the crossovers we've done within the sport of boxing. for BWTM or Bayloric TV. We had ATG Radio. If you're a real boxing fan, you know ATG Radio was the biggest radio station for boxing out there. Right? ATG Radio. They had everybody. Do you remember that famous, if you haven't heard it, the famous argument between, what's his name? Bryant Jennings and Deontay Wilder. If you've ever heard it, it is actually comedy gold. You need to listen to that. And also listen to Steve Cunningham. He was on ATG Radio. That kicked off as well. ATG Radio with Frank Stay, who now works at Top Rank, and my man Tim Kujis as well. That was great. They were the ones who also talked about Charlie Zelenoff. And yeah, they followed the Zelenoff story quite a bit. ATG Radio. Shout out to ATG Radio. Leave It in the Ring Boxing. Shout out to Leave It in the Ring Boxing. We did a crossover with them. Crossover with Raging Babe. Did a crossover show with her. Did a crossover show with, let me think, Pet Talk UK. We did a crossover with them. Done a crossover with 78 Sports TV. Who else we've done crossovers with? We've done so many crossovers. I couldn't tell you the amount of crossovers we've had. We've had so many crossovers. What's it? On the Ropes with Jenna J. Massive crossover there. Then we had Round for Round Boxing, that crossover Chanel partnership. Fantastic. So we've had so many crossovers. We are the kings of crossovers. Ingram, how about Liam Cameron versus Spike O'Sullivan? Listen, I was trying to get Sam Sheedy versus Spike O'Sullivan. So Liam Cameron versus Spike O'Sullivan, yes, we'd love to see that fight. And hopefully we'll be talking to Liam Cameron soon again. Thoughts on Dillian White saying he dropped Fury and Fury's previous savage message to White? Well, Dillian White, I can believe Dillian White said what he say, but Dillian White, you know, you're talking rubbish. No, I do believe probably some truth in what Dillian White's saying there. He probably thought, okay, you know what, Tyson, you're going to out me? I'll out you too. No worries. So, yeah. Phil Harve says, sporting icons work for Matchroom. It's getting to be a joke now, truth be known. Sporting icons is a Matchroom payroll cheerleader. Your thoughts? Thoughts on Huey versus Pulev? I can't believe that Maradona, but who didn't get dropped in sparring? Buzby gets dropped in sparring. Right. Well, if he's getting paid by Matchroom, well, fair play to him. If he's getting paid by Matchroom, fair play to him. Listen, that's another thing I want to clear up as well. People said I hate Matchroom, but hold on. Jessica McGaskill, who fights out of Chicago, is fighting on the Matchroom bill. And I'm talking about it, and I actually posted a video with a Matchroom background. So, hey, I don't hate Matchroom, despite people saying I hate Matchroom. Sporting Icons has got all the money figures there. Like, Sporting, let's get you out. Let's get that going. Clash of the Titans, Sporting Icons, and BWTN Sports coming next for you on BWTN Sports, Sporting Icons. Get ready, people. It's all happening on here tonight. Ingram, ask Sporting Icons what his hype around your name and Hatman being Matchroom paid channels. Okay, we'll talk about it. Ingram, Matchroom pays trolls to bombard YouTube channels. I've heard that. Ingram doesn't hate Matchroom. He hates bullshit. Thank you very much. Around his name, I should say. Okay. Let's see. Let's find out what's going on with this. It should be interesting. Right. Sporting Icons, this is your opportunity to come on and have your say in a room that's not going to, or hopefully not attack you. Should be all good. Right. So let's have a show of hands quickly that would love to see Sporting Icons in the room. And even if you don't want Sporting Icons in the room, you're going to get it. He'll never say anything nice about Frank Warren. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Right. I'm out here. When I come back, we're going to have Sporting Icons in the room. See you in a minute.